You guys, welcome to Yestergaze. It is me, Justin Sylvester.
And unfortunately, me, Blakely Thornton, coming to you from another city that is not LA for work reasons.
You guys, rate, review, share this podcast. We are back.
Yeah.
You know, we took a little break for President's Day for obvious reasons. So we don't have to say but you can get the gist.
We called out black. We called out of work black. We're like, we're black. We're not doing it. We're tired.
We are black and we are fucking tired. Okay.
Exactly. But we're taking the day off. We had to do it. And also I was over an ocean, so I don't think JetBlue's Wi-Fi is that strong.
When are you back? Just so people know.
I think it's supposed to be back March 3rd, but I'm trying to make it earlier. The shoot I am here for, which I cannot talk about publicly, I've been trying to just get it done faster because I've been on hold, basically. You know how it is when they tell you the dates and the whole date shifted. So, like, first it was the 14th to the 19th. So I was like, okay, I'll be gone. Then it was the 23rd to the 20th. Basically, I'm trying to get out of here because it's supposed to be anytime between till March 3rd, but I could be in March 3rd. For sure. Maybe earlier.
Because everybody on the street's been asking. So I just want everyone to know. And when Blakely comes back, I just want to let you guys know we have a few interviews lined up.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be welcoming thirds into our lives. And exactly. I think they will not disappoint, by the way. They will not.
No, nobody will. They're all going to be, it'll be great. It'll be very good. I mean, I'm excited. I'm trying to get back earlier so we can do the damn thing. Because we have some big hitters coming up. I was thinking, remember when Uber launched and one of the selling points of Uber was that you didn't have to tip because cabs always asked you to tip and it was crazy. And now I'm just like, y'all slowly, like, fast forward 16 years and you're like, not only like it's an option, you're suggesting it every single time.
And also you're asking me to tip before the thing even comes.
Yeah. Like, oh, suggest it with a tip. Like, this is why platform convenience-based capitalism is some bullshit. Like, I want to go back to cabs, to calling people on the phone to make reservations, because all these platforms are just bullshit so 4 CEOs can make $90 million a year. Like, I want a person. Give me a person who I can interact with. I'm on my anti-AI shit right now, basically.
Who may or may not be wearing degree that day because the cabs are always smelling a tiny bit funky, but it makes it exciting. You know what I mean?
True. But the problem is in Paris, Ubers don't know where they're going. So like they're less expensive, but like there's parts of Paris where you don't go down that area because people just walk on the streets. In the Marais, people just walk in the middle of the street. You can't get anywhere. Like you feel like you're at a festival every day. And I started getting cabs because I was like, there's a thing called G7 where it's a cab driver. But I was like, Ubers would just drive up in there. And then I'm like, let me get out because we're never getting out of here. We're going down one-way streets. We're going on the highway to hell right now. It's not working. So in other news, also, like, go off Britain for arresting Prince Andrew. Like, come on, eat the rich ass energy from the country with a monarchy still.
But by the way, they arrested him on his 66th birthday.
I love that.
That's some crazy shit. They were like, happy birthday, get your ass in the squad car and get the fuck out. Mariska Hargitay's going to be waiting for you at the motherfucking station.
They love him hip-hop his ass. I love it.
Love that fucking William and Prince Charles are so savage. I honestly think it's Kate Middleton.
That's not them. They don't enact laws, babe. They're just idiot balding figureheads. We're not giving those motherfuckers credit. This is the British government, legal people that govern something. I will never give King Charles Spaniel balding colonialist ass and William Bucktooth bitch credit for this. Good job to the people of Britain and their government for getting this white nigga off the streets.
I thought you called Prince Charles Colonius. I thought you made his middle name. I thought you were like Prince Charles Colonius of England.
Well, that should be Prince Colonius ass Charles.
I'm never gonna not call him Colonius.
That's his name, Colonius. Christopher Colonius ass Charles. Nah.
Meanwhile, if we talk about white people going wild, let's go ahead and talk about Shia LaBeouf. up
So
in New Orleans, giving these people.
can you please give me some like context on this? Because again, when there's somebody that's a crazy, horrible person and they prove it over and over, when I see them, I let it go. It's like, Shia arrested? Okay, it's Tuesday. It's a day ending in Y.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Are we paying
apparently,
attention?
allegedly, he's in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and baby boy got in a scuffle outside of a bar. He got arrested in said bar and was brought to jail, stayed there overnight, and then got out of jail and went back to the bars. So he said, fuck what you know, I'm about to go get this Fat Tuesday. But he is a mess. Poor guy. Those
Truly, like,
those
go
child
home.
stars.
Why are you even at Mardi Gras? Like, do you like if you have a history of substance abuse, why are you going to Mardi Gras? Like, I don't understand that. I get it's addiction is a disease, but like, get blasted in your house, turn on some Creole music, and get lit in your kitchen. You have a far less of a chance of fighting other human beings and getting arrested.
And by the way, I'm going to go a Lil Nas X on this shit too. Like, who are your friends, sir?
Nobody. Who
are your friends?
I don't think Shia LaBeouf has friends. I don't. The outlook on him is not good among people that I know that have worked with him. So like, I don't think the motherfucker has friends, and for this reason, for this very reason.
Also, if anybody knows Lil Nas X, please share this podcast with him. Lil Nas X, we want you to come on and we want to have a conversation with you. We stand with your ass. We think that you should have been the face of Calvin Klein after those white ass draws were white as fuck and you were looking damn good in that shit. And we just want to keeks. We want to have a kiki.
I love it. It's not working.
Well, speaking of working, are you watching Industry?
Yes. I just finished yesterday for episode 6, Dear Henry.
By the way, oh my God. So I just want to let everyone know, I am a big fan of Industry. For some reason, episode 4 got to me in a sense where I was like, I'm not sure if I like this show anymore. There was too much jargon. It was too hard to follow. And this straight woman, thank you, Paula, at the gym told me to get back into it. Bitch, Dear Henry.
Dear Henry, wild, diabolical work on so many reveals in since Kieran and Shipka coming out of the woodwork with dropping bombs, Myhala dropping bombs, fucking, what's his name? Myhala's partner, Stern Tao. Tao is now gone for wild reasons. Like,
I thought it was a season finale. I thought it was the season finale.
Him walking down the streets at the end, they reverse welcome back Cottered him. They said, go away. Welcome back, but not really. Get out of here. It was like, he's kind of her. It's also like it revealed that he's kind of her dad, that character. Like they're the closest thing to a somewhat functional father-daughter relationship that anyone on the show has, because they're both the same kind of vicious and crazy and weirdly care about each other. And they're just like, oh my God, he's protecting his work daughter. He said, I don't need anything. I can't tell you. And like, she was sadder than that, more sad about that than her mom dying. Sorry, spoiler alert. God. But like,
and by the way, I mean? I have to go back and rewatch the episode because the theme of this season for her is that nobody can love her. She doesn't let anyone love her, and she's dying for intimacy. And then at the end of episode 6, we see the most intimate scene that she has had in the 4 seasons of the show. And Truly. She is losing the father figure that she has never had. It is fucking chef's kiss. If you're not watching Industry, get into it now.
Also, kudos to Kit Harington for having the most non-realistic drug addict's body I've ever seen in my life. Ain't no drug addict in the world built like that, Jon Snow. But I appreciate it. I appreciate looking at it. But I have never seen someone who's barely functional look like an Avenger when naked. But he does.
Because most crackheads, shout out to my crackhead friends, are skinny fat.
Right?
They're
not maintaining like 5%. Like, when are you going to the gym, Henry? When are you going? When are you doing CrossFit on your bender? Like, please. But again, and love it. Max Mangella,
Oh,
amazing. Villain. Sweet pea, amazing. Like white girl with a grudge won't stop for vengeance. She got punched in the face. She got she got her head slammed into a mirror in Africa and said, "Fuck it." That's the kind of bitch I want to roll with.
then
It's a
got some
sweet pea.
dick. Hold on.
It's a,
She got
it's
punched
a,
in the face, then went get some dick. Okay. That's my
it's
kind of white girl.
I like everybody just fucking they're like it's what real life is. It's like you got allies, you got enemies, but like basically people serve your objective and you're going it's really just true to the bleak world we live in, and I can root for these people because of some kind of intimacy, but like do I trust any of them? Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Also, what on my watch list, which you guys need to get into, is a love story.
Also that true. True. I was because I was ready to hate. But you know what I think? If All's Fair allows the other shows to be good because he's not paying attention,
I
but let it run for 10 seasons.
I
Because
was about to say,
he's giving all that attention to Kim. Because I was like, this show has more nuance, detail, and like subtle acting than I've seen from anything in Ryan Murphy in a
you
decade at least.
took the words out of my fucking mouth. I was watching the credits to see where his name fell
Right?
and what was going on. I think he is so busy with All Is Fair that he is like, oh, Max Winkler, here, take this. Oh, you two, you want to write this? Go right ahead. I think he saw the episode a week before we saw it.
Truly, I was like, if him playing with Kim and torturing Naomi Watts and all those other women gets us this, give me 10 seasons of All's Fair. Get Niecy Nass a check, get a nice little press tour, whatever. But if it can all, I would love for the reparations for the All's Fair girls for all of them to be on stuff like this. Like let's throw Tiana something for a love story. Naomi Watts got out.
Hey, by the
Let's give
way,
Sarah Paulson something, you know?
I think Naomi Watts signed a 2-for-1. I think she was like, I will do All Is Fair if you give me love story. That's what I think happened.
Didn't she also play Jackie in this Cody and the Swan? So it was kind of like same universe.
No, she played Lee Rad's. Not Lee, she played. She played Babe. No, she played Babe Paley.
See, I don't like that either. I don't like the same universe, man. You can't play two sisters. What the hell?
She played Babe Paley in that, and she was great. She was awesome.
She's great.
She was phenomenal. She's also great as a Jackie Kennedy in this situation.
I love a withholding white mom.
I love a withholding white mom.
Smoking cigarettes and just gaslighting her kids.
And never hugging them.
Never
hugging them.
Homeboy is fine too. The Kennedy boy, the boy playing Kennedy.
Let me just talk about, first of all, those two.
Yeah.
He's fucking fine. And a pigeon.
Sarah Pigeon.
A star.
A star.
That bitch is a star. And from what I'm hearing, Carolyn wasn't that much of a cool girl. She wasn't that, big of a muse to Calvin Klein. But I believe it because
Sarah Pigeon's giving me everything I want. Because to be honest, I didn't give a flying fuck about this couple or this story because, again, as my completely scientific and unimpeachable theory that white people are the most ghetto, this couple was ghetto, okay? They were fighting in the street.
Ghetto.
She was doing cocaine like Whitney Houston.
Ghetto.
And then they died in a plane crash. And we're all like, American royalty. What? Huh?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All because they have sharp cheekbones and Caucasian mothers. But then I was like, ooh, when you get the inside of it and watching her world crashing down and seeing how much they loved it, this is where I was not going to be a fan, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. And also, you know who did it too? Their stylist. Because Sarah and the boy who plays him, I should know his name, but they were in pictures together, and I was like, fuck them. And then like Emma Jade Morrison, who stylists her and Warren Alpha Baker, were like, no, watch it, I swear. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck you two, but I'll watch one episode. And now I'm watching the Evan Ross Cats podcast after each episode.
Right? Well, let me tell you this. I will give kudos to Hulu. They got smart. They started giving us 3 episodes at one motherfucking time so we can get dragged into the story. Because had they stopped it at 1, I would have been like, that was okay. But because I had 2 and 3 to back it up with, I was like, yes, I'm in. Same thing with Peacock. They did the same thing with Traders. They were like, here's 1, 2, and 3. Eat this shit up. I'm here. America's Next
Exactly.
Top Model on fucking Netflix. Also gave me 3 episodes.
Wait, is there
Which
more? Is there going to be more of that?
no, they gave us
Okay,
the
thank
whole
God.
documentary.
Okay, thank God. I was like, we've already been. Should we get into that now? Should we switch
let's
gears?
let's
Time out.
motherfucking get into
I
that.
will say one more thing. The soundtrack to Love Story, 90s perfection. PM Dawn, Sade, like fucking Pat, all the 90s music that I like. You and I barely missed being in that New York. We were probably like born 10 years too late. But to be like 22 in like 1992 in fucking New York,
I
like
couldn't do it.
smoking in clubs, when white
Do it.
people were dancing in clubs, leaving your friends to go fuck models, and
I
then they had
could
to
do
like
it.
find you the next day. Magazines that everybody read. Oh, I miss it.
First of
I didn't
all,
even.
I would have a collapsed lung now because the amount of capris I would have consumed from 91 to 98 would have been so unheard of. A Capri Menthol Light between 91 and
Smoke,
98. You know that
smoking in
shit
the
hit.
smoking in the club, reading magazines, talking about Marky
Smoking in the
Mark.
club.
Like, oh, love it.
Second
Love
thing
it.
is the blow that they were doing between
Oh,
91
the
and
purist,
98.
the purist.
That's why white people were dancing. The blow was
You're,
good.
you're unbelievable. Like
Oh,
that was made for
mm.
cocaine. You're unbelievable. But
I
yeah,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't live in New York at that time. I am so happy I did not grow up 10 years earlier than I did because my mind would have been blown. Okay.
but speaking about blowing it, Tyra Banks in this documentary. Because baby, what was that? Where do we begin?
Here's the
Even
thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to give her this. I will give her this. First thing, I think Tyra Banks created a show at a time where we saw Jeff Probst put motherfuckers on an island and said, please survive. We saw Fear Factor doing crazy shit to people. We saw the Swan was making people over, giving them new nose, new teeth, new everything. And we saw this era of TV that was so shocking. We were watching Maury Povich at the time. There were no constraints in TV. So when Tyra Banks was dreaming up this idea and season 1 was pretty mild,
yeah.
the executives came to her and said, how are we going to make season 2 bigger? And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. And Tyra Banks was creating all of this at a time where there were no limits. There were no fucking limits. And she was also creating it with people who didn't have, they were all doms. All the executives back then were fucking doms. You couldn't say no to them. Okay.
But that's not the problem that's not the problem. It is problematic, but that's not the problem is sitting down today with 20 plus years of context. She took nothing away, took no account. You could say it was wild, but I wish I'd done better or I did her wrong. Or, there was none of that. There was zero. And I will admit that she is she's the perfect scapegoat as a black woman to basically take all the blame for these probably the faceless cabal of white men that pressured her to do those things.
Yes.
But to take no accountability for anything, and also just like low key, it's always a narcissist like telling point or whatever it is. What it like?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
always when basically whenever they talk about something horrible that happened to somebody, she talks about how hard it was for her. And that's a wildly self-centered point of view to take, given I assume you had a PR coach or somebody come in to try to talk to you before and to go with like, oh, you know, when Shandy was assaulted, that was really hard for me for the edit. Or when we did this to Danny, you were the most powerful woman in the situation. And we're not talking about your perspective. We're talking about how do you feel about a decision that you helped enact on these people.
Exactly.
And she just kind of like went blank. Or even like, honestly, another red flag for me is how she treated her friends. The fact that knowing these three, Nigel and the Jays, were going to go and be in this too, and to not reach out to any of them to know that Miss J had a stroke, and it might let you look good to text her before you sit down, or to know that, didn't deny anything Mr. J said oh, she came back at me, said a one-word email, made me go back, and then just it would ignore me. And
Yes.
to go and then be like, well, what happened? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
anytime,
Yeah. I'm gonna
our
call him
brains,
on that.
like, well, then maybe, bitch, you should have called him yesterday. You should have called him before you fucking showed up here.
You should
And
have called him in 2022 when he
that's
nearly died.
and like also again the most diabolical thing is like be like wait for season 25. What?
But
Nobody
that's the
asked for season
disconnect.
25.
That's the fucking disconnect, okay? Because let me tell you something. And again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I think when Tyra was getting her ass kicked for this whole show and she was the only one taking the brunt, I think there was a wall that went up here, a wall that went up here, a wall that went up here, and a wall that went down here because Tyra wanted to keep it moving. However, if you're going to show up to said documentary and not be prepared for said documentary, I thought what Tyra could have done, which would have made her look like a better person in my eyes, is either one, stay home and don't show the fuck up and do your own documentary.
Be like, we asked her for comment and she said no. She would have been better off not fucking showing up at all.
Not showing up. Or what she could have done on day one when Jay, and Nigel met up, she could have sat with the four of them. She could have really had a moment with them. She could have hugged them. She probably would have cried. And I think Tyra would have came out because what we were seeing was Tyra Banks the whole time. I want to see Tyra. Okay, that's what I wanted. I wanted Tyra. I also think that Tyra could have had group chats with these women. I think she could have.
Yeah, why weren't you talking to Danielle? Why weren't you talking to fucking Shandy? Like she didn't want to. I bet money she didn't want to do any of it, and they probably propositioned that, and she said the only way I'm showing up is alone.
Here's what I found out. I found out that they had already been filming for a few days. The documentary. They were doing interviews at this point, which means they had already put it together.
Yeah.
Because once you get to the interview process, that means that they have some sort of narrative going on. There's a storyboard. Yeah. She got wind of it and she showed up and wanted to be a part of it and contacted them. The problem with that is it is an America's Next Top Model documentary. Yeah. What you should have been prepared for was to say, I will be a part of your documentary if you make my documentary, because there's a whole backstory to my life that you don't even know. I needed to connect with her. She needed to connect with her. Everybody needed to connect with her. Well, we didn't connect with her.
No, because it is, and everybody has like, what's it called? Contradictions in the way they live. But all this did was show hers in the worst light. Like for me, it's like, oh, you want to sit down with Naomi and have a quiet chat about how she traumatized you and want something from her life. So you know what it is to be in a position for a Black woman to kind of exploit you or hurt you. But when you see that kind of passed down, you want to, like, at least Naomi showed up and played in your face. Ooh. You wanted to go, you know what I mean? At least Naomi was like, oh, that happened. And you were like, after the Mr. J shit, and she was like, I don't want to talk about that. Well, bitch, then why are you here? Like you had to know that was going to be something that happened. And like your whole history of, I was at the time, I was a Black girl. And that's all very real. And again, I said something about it when I talked about it was for her or the Eddie Murphys or the OJs, they grew up in a time when to be successful was to supersede being Black, was to push past it, not embrace it. So I think there's a really internalized racism in her that like just from that era where she can't even see like, well, I had to. We actually didn't. And the people of today don't. And you have to like uncolonize your brain to acknowledge that. Also, I think it's a red flag that she moved to Australia. Sorry, weird. There's no Black people there. What are we doing? It's a penal colony.
I think she was running. No, I think she was running
to Paris.
The inevitable. But I don't think you can hide in Paris at that point. Yeah. I think that the America's Next Top Model, when all the shit started unraveling in 2020, when TikTok started picking it up, when the Instagram girlies started making reels about it, she was like, where the fuck do I go? And not because she was running away from the problem. She just wasn't ready to talk about it, to deal with it on her own. I think she's not ready to deal with all of it because there are other things in her life that we don't know about. And I'm not saying, that Tyra Banks has some dirty, dark skeletons. What I'm saying is to be that person in that industry and make a name for yourself, you gotta be fucking, you gotta be a robot.
Exactly.
You gotta be a robot.
Anybody that in the industry, there's a certain level of narcissism, or we need attention, or I want money, or I want to last. And I understand the through line of starting out with the best intentions of I want to change the beauty industry. Her fighting and cussing out Les Movie's ass. That's some very real shit. But like, it was just a slow decline into the most important, to like that diabolical smile of wait till you check out Cycle 25. Bitch, are you wrong? Why? What? Like, the first time you emotionally, and you thought you were going to do this to promote another season? Like,
baby,
are you out of your cotton picking fucking mind? What are you doing?
There was a big celebrity. There was a big celebrity 3 years ago who wanted to sign up for this project. It was this reboot. It was this yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I don't know if that's right for you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what I was thinking, because I was interviewing this person and I was like, take it from a media standpoint.
Yeah.
I would produce that if I were you. I wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't be in it for obvious reasons. And I know what you think, but the way TikTok and Instagram and this generation wants to be outraged about something that they were not a part of or privy to, and the way people don't like to explain shit, meaning celebrities, I don't think I wouldn't do it. Personally, you look like you're getting brand deals and making cash. I would do it. This person looked at me like as if I was a fucking alien. Sure enough, a year later, they announced that bitch. Motherfucker goes on it, and boom, you're back in fucking trouble again. And the next time I saw this motherfucker, I was like,
wait, is this the one where they did the philanthropist shit? Where it was the shit where they made, remember that is the only, we need to talk about that. Have we ever talked about that?
No.
That was the worst idea ever. Like 2020, like COVID, when I think it was like, it ended up being like Chrissy Teigen, Usher, some crazy, and basically philanthropists competed to win. I was like, this is the most dark-sided shit. Priyanka Chopra, and this is the most. And I think it got so much backlash, it never aired. They announced it. They're like, babe, you could just give all of the philanthropists money. You're also basically saying that one cause is better than another. Like the whole concept of the show is cockamamie bullshit. And I remember, like, I think Priyanka and Usher and everybody, like, donated all their whole salary from shooting the show to charity. But I was like, this is what happens when, like, you get the insulation of Hollywood and you forget, like, the average person is, like, struggling to eat, is, like, trying to make their world, is out here doing the gig economy, is out here fucking just concerned about a roof over their head and the price of fucking gas and, like, you know, and wants to have human rights. And you're like, oh, let me sit in a chair and judge charities. What?
Girl, I couldn't even get 2-ply at this point. Okay, I couldn't even get my Charmin double strong.
You know, I can't even get organic chicken. I was like, how much is that? No, thank you.
I couldn't go to my normal Ralph's and peruse and cruise.
No.
And you're trying to give me a show about, no, bitch, come sit down, girl.
About withholding charity funds for entertainment? That makes no sense.
Girl, sit your fucking ass down, okay?
Truly wild choices.
I cannot believe it. You guys, welcome to Yesterdays again. You know the jam for this podcast. We like to look in the past to see what happened this week so we could talk about what's going to happen in the motherfucking future. Exactly. And in 1896, the Tootsie Roll was introduced.
Oh, wait, no. Leo. I don't think you meant the dance.
No. Well, hold on. We're going to talk about the dance.
I was like,
we're going to talk about the dance.
Okay.
You guys, Leo Hirschfeld in New York made the Tootsie Rolls, and he produces approximately, you ready for this?
Yeah.
64 million Tootsie Rolls per day.
Per day now?
They produce 64 million Tootsie Rolls per day. By the way, I wasn't fucking with Tootsie Rolls back in the cut, okay? And I'm not fucking with them today.
So what is the flavor? Because it's not chocolate.
I don't know.
It's something. It's brown, but it's not caramel. It's not chocolate. I know they often put it as poop at baby showers. I've had enough of them through Halloween as a child in my life, but it's not chocolate per se, I don't think.
I have eaten one Tootsie Roll in my entire being, and I never put one in my mouth again. Okay?
I mean, it's a very specific candy. I get it. Because like, one, if they're stale, it's like eating some, like, I don't know, like clay almost, the consistency. But you know what is good? The fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls. Those
Okay, I
are
knew you
great.
were
Like
gonna say that.
orange, green. They're delicious.
And they're small. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was like a quick
they're
one
really
too.
great. They're really great.
You know what I really hated as a kid, and now I fuck with them so hard as an adult? Were those
Candy corn?
originals?
You're old. That's just you're old. That's your black auntie coming out. You got a Werther's in your purse. That's a Werther's in your purse moment.
Y'all, I'm old. I'm fucking old. I have Werther's and peppermints.
That's a
Like
fuck them kids candy.
a real life peppermint is one of my favorite things to have midday. Am I an auntie?
100%. That's a fuck them kids candy. That's a like, fuck them kids or
Fuck
kids
them
these days.
kids.
Like that's like a Werther's in your purse. I can like smell my aunt's basement. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is what a Werther's. I have never asked for a Werther's in my goddamn life.
Love them.
I've received so many of them, but like that was just the candy your aunt or your grandma gave you, whether because she thought your breast stank or just
Oh,
like or church
yeah.
or some shit. Like you never. That's why you never asked for a Werther's. A Werther's was never something you. It was something you got, not something you wanted.
What's so crazy about a Werther's and like peppermints and also banana Laffy Taffies, my mom used to buy all of those candies because she knew we didn't fuck with them. So it was
Mm-hmm.
her way of having something in the house that was sweet that we wouldn't fuck with, or like a Fig Newton. Like my mom
Mm-hmm.
used to just buy a pack of Fig Newtons. It was like confident that we wouldn't touch them. Now I will fuck a Fig Newton up. I'm approaching
I
40.
haven't had a Fig Newton in a while. Are they still in the grocery store?
And by the way, they probably still in the grocery store since 98, but they're good.
I mean, I remember Fig Newtons. It was also like it was like what you got when they wanted to give you something nice, but not a cookie. Is that you had a Fig
Yeah.
Newton?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it wasn't quite. It's not what you ever. Again, a Fig Newton was not something you wanted, but you got them. Fig
Right?
Newtons were they had because my mom liked them with coffee or with her tea, but like a Fig Newton was not for me personally. But I do fuck. I will fuck with one if it's ever present. But like, I have not been in the presence of a Fig Newton probably since Obama
I'm bringing you
era.
some. I'm bringing you some. You remember, by the way, you remember when black people used to think snack wells were healthy?
Yeah, well, it's because they always put it like real because it was like zero sugar or some shit or like I think Oprah did some bullshit with that where like those snack wells like vanilla cream cookies. My dad used to eat a whole pack of them bitches, but in the green,
Yeah.
that is why he is currently pre-diabetic.
They lied to black people. They lied to black people, telling them that Diet Coke and Snack Well were healthy options. And there's going to be a class action suit. Fuck
A
you,
thousand.
Snack Well.
I mean, if we still have lawyers and laws, it's really, we're batting 50-50 right now.
In 2005, Halle Berry accepts Razzie for Catwoman. It was created in 1981. The Golden Raspberry Awards is a tongue-in-cheek award ceremony for each year's worst films. On this day in '05, guests of the award show were treated to a surprise acceptance speech by Oscar winner Halle Berry, who won the Worst Actress Razzie for her work in the Warner Brothers flop Catwoman. She said on the day, it was just what my career needed. I was at the top, and now I'm at the bottom. First of all, kudos for that bitch for showing up
her.
and doing the God's work.
Someone that I found everybody that like kind of like supersedes time. And that's why there's so few A-listers that last 20, 30 years. You have to have the hunger and the talent to get to the top, but also not take yourself seriously, which is a rarity, a true rarity. Like, and Halle Berry, like one, Catwoman, I'm a Catwoman apologist. That is a cult classic.
Yeah.
That is our showgirls. I quote it once a day. I quote it, you hear that? Silence. All that time. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Also, it's over. It's not over. It's overtime. Okay? That applies to life. In every when I am tired, I just say, it's not over. It's overtime. And Halle Berry is a queen for fucking ever. I'll sit and watch that movie anytime it's on. There's also, again, zero-sum capitalist themes with Buoline cracking people's faces. They were
Yeah.
clocking Ozempic before Ozempic and filler before filler. Okay, so like today,
Listen.
yesterday, every day, Catwoman forever.
Halle fucking Berry, bitch, said, let me win this Oscar in '01 and let me go get this Razzie in '05 and let me be this Bond girl in '08. And you are absolutely correct. The celebrities who know how to laugh at themselves when they need
Yeah,
to and are a part of the joke always make it. Always fucking the test
they
of time, minus
they can
Tom
because they
Cruise.
can pivot. You know,
They can
you can't
pivot. They
pivot if
can fucking
you're
pivot.
determined. If you're determined to be like, I'm
1000%.
serious, but also, bitch, I already won Best Actress. Who cares? Like, this proves that, like, what do you? That doesn't take that. You don't lose an Oscar if you win a Razzie, you know.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know. Like, again, we've all learned more and more in award seasons that Oscars are about kind of like campaigning and running the right tour and running all that shit. So like the Razzies are just some group of like salty, hasty pudding white dudes' opinions. So like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Oh my God. 1000%. Also in 1995, this week, Selena Quintanilla, did I say that right? Perez performed
It's
her last,
Quintanilla.
yeah,
Quintanilla.
performed her last concert in Houston before being shot by her manager. She was
Oh
shot by
Lord.
Yolanda Salvador, who had been the president of Selena's fan club and manager of her boutiques. The shooting occurred at a Days Inn. By the way, I would haunt that bitch every day for shooting me at a motherfucking Days Inn. That, by the way, that's what I'm pissed off about. Go
You're
shoot your
pissing
girl
me
at a
off.
fucking Days
So if
Inn.
you shot her at the Ritz Carlton, you'd be fine. You'd be okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, 100. Oh, yeah, yeah. No.
It
I
is
would
sad to
be.
die at a Days End. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of tragic. Was she stealing money? And also, I think Yolanda's out of jail now.
No, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so first
Okay.
of all, she was embezzling money from the fan club because she ran the fan club. And they
Ah.
found out that she was embezzling money. So she got fired. And then she went to see Selena at the Days Inn. I don't know why Selena was at the Days Inn. She must have been
Look,
on
it was the
tour.
'90s. There was not a lot of like. They were keeping a budget for a while there.
Yeah. And she went in there, shot her ass. Selena crawled into the lobby, identified Yolanda as her shooter, and then died. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Yolanda was serving 30 years. She came up for parole last year, and she got denied. That's what happened.
I mean, I do appreciate when somebody murders somebody and there's consequences. So I will say that just because, like, we used to think that that was an assumption that was going to happen, and now who knows? So yeah, like, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and murdering your boss, you should
What
probably
the
go to
fuck?
jail.
What the fuck? What about the Louis
Wasn't she like
Mangiani guy?
Luigi didn't kill his boss. Luigi took a shot at the system. Let's say that, because Luigi, beside all perfect eyebrows and V-shaped bodies aside, I do think healthcare is a human right, and that's where I'll land on Luigi.
By the way,
for now.
if Dave Franco is not sitting with Warner Brothers trying to figure out what streamer this is going to go
He's too
on,
old. He's too old. Dave is like 42.
who's going to play him, though? He and Dave Franco look exactly alike.
Dave Franco does, but he's 23, 24 years old. Someone who's a young built.
I'm sorry. I just saw Margot Robbie play a 17-year-old in motherfucking Wuthering Heights.
And then that movie was not good. So, that
Did you
was a
see
miscast. I've seen a Charlie XCX music video, so I don't think I need to. I'm also not going to patronize something where you erase a character who the whole point is black. She should have just called it something else. She should have called it like Desire and just made a cute little thing with them. But Heathcliff is a black person. Heathcliff is a dark-skinned person, and a 6'5" Australian doesn't cut it. Sorry, sorry, Emerald Fennel.
Aaron Pierre should have been blowing the brakes off.
Perfect.
Of Margot Robbie
casting
in that movie. Okay,
perfect.
Tyreek Withers. Even if you wanted to go middle ground,
perfect.
Give him a little fake beard and let him run with it.
Tyreek gives Victorian quadroon energy.
Oh, all day.
Put him in there.
All day.
But it's like, yeah, like, I mean, again, Jacob Elordi's a great actor. Margot Robbie's a great actor. I think that's a case of where they're all like, ooh, this will be fun. And like, you just ignored something that I'm not going to ignore, because that's not the whole point of Heathcliff, is that he ascends financially and still doesn't get the class, mobility because he is dark skinned. So when you take that away, it's not the same book. It's
God, I
not.
need to go back.
So it should have just been called something else. It should have been called like The Heights or like Lust and Desire.
Based on Wuthering Heights.
And I would have seen that, and I would have fucking seen that, But I'm like, that's not what you did. And everybody deserves to make a bad movie, and this is Emerald Fennell's. So congrats, girl.
I like it. Before we go, you guys, can someone return Nancy Guthrie? If you are out there listening to this fucking podcast and you know somebody who might know something, point the fucking finger.
I don't understand how in the United Surveillance of America you can kidnap a woman at all. I don't get this. Between Ring Camera doing Super Bowl commercials about we can find your dog anywhere. Well, why can't you find Nancy Guthrie, Ring? Huh?
By the way, the way we found Gabby Petito in the middle of nowhere. Like, I need for y'all to get this shit together because poor Savannah is going on 3 weeks tomorrow.
I don't understand how you kidnap a human in 2026. And it's not, and she's not, and without, is she underground? Like,
here's the other thing that I know is happening right now because I've seen it in many movies and on Dateline. I bet you the sheriff's office and the FBI are having a pissing match right now and not sharing shit with one another. And we are wasting time finding someone's mother, someone's grandmother, someone's Pekino partner, someone's mahjong mama. Like, we need to get this woman back where she belongs.
Truly. I don't get it. I don't get so much that's going on though. So I'm just like,
Also, I know this is not as important as Nancy. You think Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to be good?
I do. I don't know why. I'm an optimist. Everybody seems really like shaken. It's like, it's fashion. Fashion's not fucking serious. Like they all look good. We'll get some quips. We'll get some good clothes. Like, what do we want, guys? It wasn't like, what are we actually expecting?
Maybe it was the music. Maybe it was the music in the trailer that I was like, this sounds like more like a comedy.
Is there a new trailer?
There was a new trailer I saw when I went to see Wuthering Heights. I did it.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And the music was just like a little too comical. Like, it was less, I need Miranda to have another breakdown or something. You know what I mean?
We'll see. I mean, I'm not putting emotional hopes in any capacity on The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm just like going, it's an homage, it's fun, it'll be cute, like, it'll be a kiki. That's what we're getting. We're getting fan service.
Shout out to the white ladies who were telling me this week that they were dying that we didn't have a podcast last week, and we're very sorry, and we love that you support us. And we are thinking about getting a Patreon. That's news to Blakely, but I'm definitely thinking about getting a Patreon.
That's news to me. I'll be there, I guess.
And we're going to turn this bitch up. But thank you for listening to Yestergaze today. I'm Justin Sylvester.
I'm Blakely Thornton.
Rate, review, like, subscribe. Let us know. Watch this episode on YouTube. Let your motherfucking friends know we are here. We are queer. We are black. And we are not whack.
Period. Yeah, period.
Pussy popping in Miami.
Truly.
We love you guys.
Goodbye, guys.